Hi, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Danielle. And we love to travel to remote places.
And share our experiences with outdoor enthusiasts. So
Jump in and share with us this journey across the Holy Land.
We left Tel Aviv at noon and headed north towards the beginning of the Israel National Trail. After a good night, we woke up on the River Dan's shore. We packed our camp and started the trip, ready to enjoy the beauty of Israel landscapes. After a few kilometers and a few water crossings, our path led us through the Golan olive groves. Crossing the Meron's forest, we witnessed the damages left by the fires that ravaged the area a few weeks earlier. Suddenly, on the side of the track, we noticed the entry of a mining pit.
Aïe, aïe, ça pique. Wow.
But because of the danger of collapsing, we decided to not go any deeper. A few kilometers later, we faced our first challenge, a steep hill with a lot of loose rocks.
היום נפתח, פותח לי את הלב, רגע בא, מפנה כאב, כמה יפים הם החיים, בואו לרגע נתאחד לדקה. בוא אנחנו בני אדם, מכורים
Unfortunately, the stock tires didn't enjoy those loose rocks.
לאשליה, שאם ההוא שונה ממך,
But after a quick fix, we are back on track.
אתה זה לא אתה, אז בוא!
After a few kilometers of really slow and technical driving, we arrived in front of a locked gate.
נבין קצת מעבר לשטויות.
So I went by foot to try to find an exit, while Danny was enjoying a piece of French nougat.
שהקשת מתקיים
I didn't find any exit, so we needed to backtrack for a while.
באלפי צורות שונות. בואו נבין גם מעבר לשטויות, שהקשת מתקיימת באלפי צורות שונות. אוי אוי!
על דרך מיטל הופך מכור לאהבה, וזה האש שמלחך בלב כל הבריאה. הרים את מבטי אל מעבר לשנאה, כי בדרכי רוצה להיות עטוף מעיל תקווה.
After a few hours, we reached to the Sea of Galilee, the lowest freshwater lake on Earth, 215 meters below sea level.
Suddenly, in the middle of nowhere, we came across two young boys riding a quad bike, seeking for help.
אהלן, מה המצב?
אנחנו רוצים עזרה. לא, עזרה.
עזרה?
מה קרה?
מה קרה? עם הרכב?
עם הרכב.
אוקיי, סבבה. הוא פה?
So we followed them to find out that their entire family was stuck with their car in the middle of a river crossing. So of course, we offered our help. After we managed to unstuck them, they needed to make a U-turn in order to go back home. But because their pickup truck was only a two-wheel drive, they got stuck again. After we got them out for the second time, they invited us to follow them home to share dinner and helped us to fix our second puncture of the day. After having a really good time with this cute family, we left way after midnight. So we decided to find an hotel in the nearest town, Haifa, because of our lack of motivation to find a spot and set up camp in the middle of the night. So we called it a night, and this is how we close our first long day of traveling. We left the hotel around 10 in the morning and drove directly to the next off-road part of our trip.
We found a beautiful place in the nature, so we decided to stop for a trail coffee. As we got closer to the center of the country, we came across more and more urban areas.
פותח לי את הלב, איך שהרגע בא, מפנק
כמה יפים הם החיים, בוא לרגע
On our way to meet with our friend Mouya for a barbecue, suddenly we fell into a ditch.
נו,
After a few attempts, I understood that I will need to dig.
ולדקה אני אחיו, איך שהיום נפתח,
פותח לי את הלב,
איך שהרגע בא,
מפנק
And after half an hour of sweating,
יפים הם החיים, בוא לרגע נתערבב.
and we finally arrived to the meeting point.
אני כבר כמעט שם, ממש עוד 2 דקות.
Just in time to welcome our friend Mouya.
רגע נתערבב ולדקה יהיה אחי.
Day 3 was short, and unfortunately, a bug in the camera erased all the video we shot this day. Nevertheless, we really enjoyed our trip from Petar Tikva, close to Tel Aviv, to Ein Amit, a small water source in the region of Jerusalem.
למשקלים על 1000 תוכניות, וביניהם מראים לנו מוסר של אשליות. ואני פה מתהלך בדרך מלכים, רסטה חי עולה אל מעבר לשווקים, כי ג'איסואן עולה כולו מילה.
Day 4 started with a flat battery. Thanks God, I drive a manual transmission, so I was able to push start. And at least, we didn't have any bug with the camera.
אלוהים אחד, שוואיה מן הבדל.
איך שהיום נפתח, פותח לי את הלב, איך שהרגע בא, אני מפנק. אוי, כמה שיפים הם החיים, בוא לרגע נתאחד ולדקה נהיה אחים, כי פה אנחנו בני אדם, מכורים לאשליה שאם ההוא שונה ממך, אתה זה לא אתה. בואו נבין קצת מעבר לשטויות, שהקשת מתקיימת מאלפי צורות שונות. בואו נבין קצת מעבר לשטויות, שהקשת מתקיימת מאלפי צורות שונות. הקשת 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 מתקיימת מאלפי צורות שונות.
We finally arrived to the Begin Park, where we met some friends for another barbecue.
לעלות.
We had a really awesome time with our friends. We stayed awake all night long, playing music and telling stories. We packed everything, and after a good breakfast, we hit the road again. After passing through beautiful and really diversified landscapes, we arrived in the region of Kiryat Gat. We saw a small forest near the Shikma River, where we decided to camp. The night was short and the morning was cold, but with a good coffee, we're ready to go. We're about halfway of our trip, with more than 540 kilometers already done. And in a few hours, we will enter the Negev Rocky Desert, which covers the majority of the south of the country.
Suddenly, in front of us, the real deal, a long steep climb, full of loose rocks and a few rock steps on the way up, a good challenge for our stock Isuzu D-Max. So David stopped and went by foot to check what are our options. After a few minutes, he came back optimistic, so we decided to give it a crack. The first attempt was unsuccessful, so we tried the second time with a bit more momentum.
Unfortunately, we got stuck at the top of the climb, so I needed to reverse a bit to set my new line.
הנה.
We finally stopped to camp in a place called Amartesh HaKatan, literally the small crater, on the northeast side of the Negev desert. We struggled a bit to set up our tent, but Dani cooked for us in the cold and the wind of the desert's night her famous shakshuka, so everything was perfect.
Early in the morning, we were woken up by a park ranger. As it appears, we entered a few meters inside of a natural reserve where dogs are not allowed and where it's totally forbidden to camp. But in the night, we didn't see the small sign on the side of the road. Nevertheless, the ranger was really nice, and instead of writing us a ticket, he invited us to follow him a bit deeper inside of the natural reserve to share breakfast.
حبيبي يا نور العين يا ساكن خيالي عاشق بقالي سنين ولا غيرك في بالي حبيبي يا نور العين يا ساكن خيالي عاشق بقالي سنين ولا غيرك في بالي حبيبي يا نور العين يا ساكن خيالي عاشق بقالي سنين ولا غيرك في بالي حبيبي يا نور العين يا ساكن خيالي عاشق بقالي سنين ولا غيرك في بالي حبيبي 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 يا نور العين حبيبي حبيبي
We decided to stop early this day, so we found a spot near the Ramon crater, the largest erosion crater in the world, with a length of 40 kilometers. There, we waited for our friend Aaron to join us with his mighty Daihatsu Terios. The next morning, we enjoyed a few wind gusts, playing with our kite. Then, we hit the trail again, going deeper and deeper in the desert, meeting some wild ibexes on the way.
أجمل عيون في الكون أنا شفتها الله عليك الله على سحرها أجمل عيون في الكون أنا شفتها الله عليك الله على سحرها عيونك معايا عيونك كفاية عيونك معايا عيونك كفاية تنور ليالي حبيبي 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 يا نور العين 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 يا ساكن خيالي حبيبي يا نور العين يا ساكن خيالي.
A few kilometers before the camp spot, Danny asked Aaron to drive his car. And because he's a tough guy, and also because he's driving an automatic transmission, he said yes.
ميزة ميزة.
We soon arrived to the Gavrolit camp spot in the middle of a dry riverbed. We spent the night there until the rising temperatures of the morning sun forced us to go out of our tents.
قلبك نداني وقال بتحبني الله عليك الله طمنتني قلبك نداني وقال بتحبني الله عليك الله طمنتني معاك البداية وكل الحكاية.
We finally reached a particular rock formation called the Regel Apil, or the elephant's foot. A small rock arch that looks like, you guess it.
معاك البداية وكل الحكاية معاك للنهاية.
After hours of mainly flat track, we arrived in front of this unexpected and challenging obstacle. We had 3 V-shaped rock steps to go down and a washout at the bottom of the section. Nothing really dangerous, but big enough to make serious damage to our stock 4Bs in case of a bad wheel placement. After finding our lines, we went back to the vehicles.
My God!
מה?
לא ככה אני מסתדר, אני חושב.
איזה דרך קצרה. איזה הייתי מפחדת לרדת. יוממי איזה פורטה.
I parked my car a bit further down the hill. I spotted Aaron for more safety and we continued our way without any difficulty.
قلبك نداني وقال بتحبني الله عليك الله طمنتني قلبك نداني وقال بتحبني الله عليك الله طمنتني.
At this point, we were as close as possible from any gas station, our last chance to fill up before starting the crossing of the South Negev. On our way to the gas station, we suddenly noticed a traffic jam and a thick dark smoke.
תאונה אולי. משהו מעורר.
מה, מטף?
I jumped on my fire extinguisher and went directly to offer my help. Everybody was safe and the fire was already way too big for my small fire extinguisher, so I came back quickly.
معاك البداية وكل الحكاية معاك البداية وكل الحكاية معاك للنهاية.
We finally arrived to the gas station. We filled up and went back on our trail by another road, heading towards the Barak River campground. We arrived to the spot, set up camp for the night, ate a bit, and went directly to bed. We woke up early, ready for the last long step to Eilat. We did beautiful selfies and hit the trail well prepared.
Don't know where we're going, but I know I saw in your eyes my life growing to unite with you. And the time is towing us to age and tossing years, but we still glowing like we never knew. We took a decision to have no definition, and our ammunition is to keep our love true. We chose to share a vision more than we envisioned. While this song is playing, I wanna dance with you.
I really wanted to take a picture of the onyxes. Unfortunately, they just refused.
A golden soft memory in blue to repaint it in me and in you. Put on the record that we used to listen to when we found the truth.
Aaron was still with us, but he left the Terios for his Land Cruiser 90 series.
Dancing in your garden to ease up all that's hardened. Plant a seed this morning to see a flower bloom. Words need not be spoken, sleeping souls have woken. And this song is not more than a blooming afternoon. For there is no other, for me you are the mother. A perfect sound of ever, in a perfect tune. As night slowly approaching, the sun is set for love. And when I see you smiling, I'm dancing with the moon. Put on years, but we still glowing like we never knew.
We stopped a few times in Eilat's mountains. First, in the Attack Rivers Canyon, where sits this incredible rock formation called the God's Finger. And we also stopped in the canyon of the Forbidden Fruit, a few kilometers from Eilat. This small canyon made us really feel like in an Indiana Jones movie.
So put on the record that we used to listen to when we found the truth. A golden soft memory and blue to repaint it in me and in you. Put on the record that we used to listen to when we found the truth.
That's it, we made it. Eilat Coral Beach, the official end of the Israel National Trail. In front of us, across the Red Sea, the lights of Aqaba in Jordan. We rented a room for the night and went to rest after this awesome journey. We spent the next morning chilling, enjoying the beauty of Eilat beaches before going back home, ready for the next adventure.